Have a concern that you were talking about with us during the break when it comes to this New England Patriots team and this game against the Chargers.
The Chargers pass rush is legit. So, watching their last matchup, I know Herbert wasn't playing, but they're getting after the quarterback now. And, that's really the Achilles heel of any offense is timing, getting the ball out on time, deep shots. The pass rush is the biggest X factor when it comes to any offense. So I think that's going to be their biggest challenge. And when you have a team that is great at pass rushing, you usually come out with a lot of split backs, which are two backs in the backfield, or off tight ends. They're playing off, so they chip out. So basically, those guys in the backfield are your flat routes, and they're helping on the ends, and they're chipping, and then they're getting out into the routes. But, I think this matchup, I said this before, sometimes when you have two very easy games that aren't challenging at all, you run through the last two games of the year. The Jets, obviously, they're in Cancun right now. They're on vacation. In Miami, they didn't want to be here. So then you go into a playoff game that next week where the talent and the competition level and the speed of the game, and Wiggy, you know this, preseason or regular season, turn it up. It's jacked up.
So you go from a couple losers to a completely different
scenario where guys aren't flying around, and then you go from regular season to the playoffs. It steps up. You turn that dial up even more. And, I can remember playing the Ravens, and in a playoff game, the Ravens were very physical. I mean, that's when, they were knocking guys out, and, the offensive line was very physical. They had some big dudes. They're running the ball. I just remember saying to myself, like, wow, I feel like I've been run over by a car many, many times after these games in the playoffs. And it's challenging because you're stepping it up, and a lot of these guys don't have the experience of that. So how do you prepare? How does Vrabel prepare this team for turning it up a little bit more?
So I think the good thing about, and I give credit to Vrabel, and I'll give credit to Jim Harbaugh out in with the Chargers, they understand that, and they can get that message across to players that who've never been in that situation. You were fortunate enough to get into the league and then be in the playoffs for the first time, and then go back to the playoffs and understand what the differences were from your first year to your second year. I was fortunate to do that. So when you have some coaches that understand, they might be able to get these guys to say, hey, this playoffs is about to ratchet up.